Well, good morning, Algebra 1. It is Thursday, April 2nd, and we are going to talk about Lesson 10.8 today, Systems of Linear Inequalities. So yesterday, we learned how to graph an inequality, which consists of a solid or dashed line and then a half plane above or below that dashed or solid line. So today we're going to solve a system. That means we're going to take two inequalities and we're going to see where those two inequalities intersect. We've done a system of linear equations, right? And we just get one point of intersection, or they could be parallel with no solution, or they could be overlapping with infinitely many solutions. But this is going to be where the two half planes intersect. And so let's look at that. So both of these are not in slope-intercept form. Okay, so that's a problem. So let's go ahead and fix those. I'm going to go ahead and take this first one and solve it for y. So I have y is less than or equal to, let's bring the x to the other side and make it positive. Let's bring the -3 to the right and make it positive. And so I have the first linear inequality, y is less than or equal to x plus 3. Okay, now actually I'm going to take the equal off of here so they look a little bit different. Okay, so now let's go to our second linear inequality. Once again, this is not in slope-intercept form, so let's solve it for y. So I have 3y is greater than -2x minus 6. To isolate the y, I'm going to divide every term by 3. So I have y is greater than -2/3 x minus, well, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I'm going to go ahead and write that one under here. So now we have both of our linear inequalities are in slope-intercept form. We just made some algebraic adjustments there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to graph both of these. And of course, again, it's nicer to have graph paper. We'll talk about the homework in a minute. I'm gonna hold off on that. I was gonna jump into that. Let's go ahead first and graph this linear inequality. Okay, let's first graph the line y equals x plus 3. Y equals x plus 3. So 3 is my y-intercept. I have a slope of 1, so I'm going to go up 1 over 1 and make a point. I'm also going to go down 1 over 1 and make a point. And it can be equal to that line. So I'm first going to draw a solid line right through there. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and decide which half plane we would graph for this. Now, some people do a lot of shading on one and then shading on the other and then make it a darker shading where they overlap. I'll tell you what my method is. I call it the arrow method, and I'm going to show you how that works. So I want to graph not only y equals x plus 3, but y is less than x plus 3. So we learned yesterday that less than is going to be below the y-intercept. Okay, we're going to be graphing down this way. So instead of shading all of that, I'm going to go ahead and put arrows. I'm going to put arrows to show that that is the half plane that is shaded in this inequality. Now let's go ahead and graph the other. And you'll see why I have the arrows, because it can get really messy when we try to do lots and lots of shading with both of them. So let's go ahead and graph y is equal to -2/3 x minus 2. So -2 is my y-intercept. My slope is -2. So I'm going to go up 2 and to the left 3. Oh, right there. I'm also going to go down 2 and to the right 3. And I'll go over here. Now this is not an equal to, so this is going to be a dashed line. Okay. Now it's already getting a little bit crazy here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this arrow down a little bit so it's not interfering with my line there. Okay. Now where would which half plane will we shade here? Y is greater than -2/3 x minus 2. Okay, y, now here's this is the second line, this won't get confused. So I want to either shade below it or above it. Well, greater is above, isn't it? And it's also going to include the part above the y-axis above the y-intercept. So I know that my shading for this dash line is going to be this half plane. Now, take a look at the arrows. Where do the arrows, both of the arrows from the two linear inequalities, where do you see where there is an overlap? Well, I'm looking here. I've got these arrows pointing here, these arrows pointing up here. All right, so if you can tell, I'm doing the intersection of a shade down here and a shade up here. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to say that my solution to my system is this shaded area over here to the right, because it is above this dash line, greater than, and it's less than the solid line. So this whole area right here is my solution. You must make sure this is a dash line. You must make sure that it's a solid line. And that is your solution of systems of linear inequalities. It's just where the two half planes overlap. It's as simple as that. Now, let's go ahead and look at our homework for tonight. Okay. Now, you have Khan Academy. I'm not going to have you graph again. The graphs will be on the Khan Academy problems, and they will be due tonight, Thursday night, at 1 minute before midnight. The textbook problems are going to be due Friday at 9 a.m. This is the normal thing. I'm not going to do this every day, but we're going to continue the routine through Friday. And then quiz tomorrow on 11:4 to 11:6. Okay, another quiz tomorrow. I won't go back over that again because you've already done one quiz, and that was successful the way you uploaded that. So I think we are in good shape there. I will say this. I'd almost, if you don't mind, some of you printed off the quiz and filled it out. I'd almost rather you go ahead and just put all your work on the blank piece of paper, because what happens is I look at the printed out quiz and then I have to open up other files to look at your work. If it's all on one blank page, I can see your answers and I can see all your work, and I don't have to click a bunch of different files. So because we're doing online learning, that would be the easiest way for me to grade, if you don't mind. I would just appreciate it if you just did your answers and all your work on one plain piece of paper. Okay? All righty. Well, that's it. And I hope you have a great day. There is a self-test in the textbook, and there is, of course, your friend mixed review. All right. Well, have a wonderful day, and I will be back with you during Zoom time or back with you tomorrow. Have a great day.